but he has announced that he'll be staying at the West Tigers until the end of the 2025 season. That makes sense, I suppose. He's had a few injuries, and it's good that the club has backed him. It's good that he's backed the club to take up a one-year extension there. The Balmain Juniors played 57 games for the Tigers since joining the club in 2020. The knee injury, of course, kept him sidelined most of last season, a bit of this season. Now, Doueihi says on the signing via the Daily Telegraph, Richo called me yesterday and said, do you want to get a contract done? We settled on the terms there and then on the phone. He said, you can come in and sign the papers tomorrow. And that was it. It was all done in one day.
Pretty easy. I know that, so they must have upped their offer a little bit.
Yep.
Well, good on him.
Yep.
He's going to back himself.
Well, we won't ask him, but what's the number for Adam?
Oh, we'll ask him.
You will?
He's his own manager now.
That's right.
I reckon he would have got 300.
300?
Well, they lowballed him at 150.
Yep.
Double.
Yep.
300.
300 for a year. That makes sense. Damien Cook has agreed to sign with the Dragons. The Dragons junior, by the way, signed a 2-year deal to head back to the Red V. The Rabbitohs have released Cook from the final year of his deal. So what I find that interesting, when obviously there would have to be a discussion with Wayne Bennett, who's currently coaching at another club. I find that fascinating. The signing of Jack White and Lewis Dodd has put the squeeze on the Rabbitohs cap. Of course, Dodd will be coming over from England at the end of the year and looking to offload Lockie Ilias. There was somebody who was saying he was sort of loosely connected to the Knights, but I don't think that's going to happen. David Riccio on the Rabbitohs salary cap situation. He caught up with Vossi and Breeny this morning.
Wayne Bennett has the ultimate say here, guys, on whether he sees Damien part of that squad next year. One of the big factors is probably not so much about whether Damien Cook's a good enough player or not. It's about their salary cap, and they're so tight, guys. They're so tight, and for Wayne Bennett to make the moves that he makes every single time that he goes to his next club, he has to make room by letting a couple of players go. Damien Cook's off contract at the end of next year. By signing with Saints, he could extend his future, and there's no guarantee of that at South Sydney. So that's the big factor in Cook's corner, is that he can get a longer term deal. Saints are certainly keen. They see Cook as a real game changer for their squad, and to be fair, a signing that could get the dominoes falling as far as recruitment is concerned. You sign one, you get two. You get two, you get three. That's how recruitment works. And Cook would be a big name signing for Saints that could work.
David Riccio, Daily Telegraph on Vossi and Breeny this morning. Now Adrian Prezenko from the Sydney Morning Herald. Here's what he had to say on Crunch Time on Saturday about this same signing.
There was a story during the week saying that he will probably go to the Dragons. That's all but a done deal. That'll be a 2-year deal. I know that he's on plenty of coin where he is now, so it's possible that they might have to chip in a little bit of freight potentially.
Oh, so he's not off contract. They're going to...
No, he's not off contract.
Really? I didn't know that. I thought he was off at the end of the year.
And the interesting thing there is, I reckon you'll see Jack de Belin come into that team next year. The other one is Wayne Bennett's just thrown a lifeline up at the Dolphins to Tavita Pangai Jr. I would not at all be surprised if Tavita also follows Wayne to South Sydney.
Wow.
Okay. I still reckon that Katoa, young Katoa's... I can see him coming back to Sydney somewhere.
Penrith boy.
He's a Penrith boy, but he would follow Wayne. This Lewis Dodd kid, the way the halves have been going for South Sydney, is it going to be a bit of a waste of money at the moment?
Maybe. Look, we've been very pro. What I love about Walker playing at halfback is it gets him off that left side.
Yeah.
Gets him on the right, balances the side up a little bit. In the Daily Telegraph, through the website there, Ewan Aiken is set to be Wayne Bennett's first South Sydney signing, with the utility expected to follow Bennett from the Dolphins next season. So there you go. While they also continue to pursue Royce Hunt from Cronulla, of course, they've got Fanua Blake turning up to the Shire next year. Jack Bird has agreed to stay at the Red V. He has triggered a player option to stay at the club in 2025. I find these options very interesting, Brian.
It's a managers put that in. With the they're getting a good little squad together, the Dragons, aren't they?
Yeah, bloody oath.
So Flano doing. Are you happy with the Brooks? Give us a nod. You happy with Cook? Yeah.
I wonder what.
It's a yes. That's a thumbs up for.
How much would he be on, Cook? 800.
I think it's closer to 9.
900, and then how much do you think that the Dragons would cough up to get him?
2 unge.
You mean South would pay 200?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they pay the balance.
Yeah.
Maybe. maybe.
Do you think?
I don't know. Honestly, wouldn't have a clue.
Or they just add on that second year, so he might get, rather than the second, he might not be 900. He'll get his 900. Maybe the second, he might be 600.
Okay.
600 he wasn't going to get because the Bunnies had told him they weren't going to re-sign him after 2025.
Adrian Prozenko on the Sydney Morning Herald. Roosters looking to bring back Marky Mark over early, looking to bring over the prize Mark Nawaqanitawase away from his Rugby Australia contract before June 30 to bolster their outside backstocks for their run to the finals. I like this. Obviously, no Billy Smith at the moment. Joseph's suspended for still another month or so.
Janko's done his hemi. He's out for 6 to 8 weeks, yeah.
Yep. So here we go. Pro rata o'clock. We're getting towards that time. June 30 is looming. Okay, well, just on that, who's sort of playing a lot of reserve grade or not getting a run where they are, who a team could do with? If you're listening in your team, you think, oh, we need a centre, or we need a halfback, or we need a hooker. Who would that be?
Satili Tupanua. I think he's an absolute gun. Just can't get although he's playing this week, he just can't get a start in that. I mean, it's a pretty hot pack.
So who could benefit from his signing?
Satili, many teams, I would think. I think the Tigers. I think the Dragons. He could play on the left edge.
But it'd have to be this time of year a tilting team.
Yeah, okay. The Riff.
Oh, the Riff.
The
Riff. Yeah, they could. I don't think they'd let him go there.
Melbourne. Well, they got Ellie on one side. And
no, their back row's going good. Sean Bloor.
Yeah, Sean Bloor. I tell you who, Manly.
Yes.
Manly could do with him.
Yeah, they're the ones. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. Just to repeat too, text board, Brian, we've probably been a little bit neglectful there.
Yeah, here we go. So Lundy, we're doing wacky team. One's Elizabeth Taylor-Maid. Very good. Damien, the Putter Pest. Golf Whitlam.
Nice.
Please make Chock's song the new intro song for the show. It's that good. That's Brett, the Penrith Bunny.
That's good.
Lundy says again, the song is still gold. Mog, he wants Mr. Team, wacky team. More wacky team. Arvo Doyen's wacky team noms. Vanilla Slice in the halves. Fifi Box. At hooker. Jurgen Flop.
What about Danny Glover?
That was from Chock.
Danny Glover.
Danny Glover.
That's
a good one.
Just sort of go through. Of course, tomorrow you've got the under-19 State of Origin. I'll just sort of go through some of the players who have kicked on from last year. So Chevy Stewart, of course, at Canberra. Josh Felaherty, he's played a little bit at the West Tigers. Ethan Strain scored a hat-trick in that game and probably the front runner for the Dally M Rookie of the Year. Latu Fainu has played first grade. Ethan Sanders at Parramatta. Samuela Fainu has also played NRL. And for the Queensland side, Jamal Shibasaki, he's recently played first grade. This is last year's under-19 State of Origin. Big Ben, Benjamin Takura, he was the front row for the 19s Queensland side. Blake Moser, has he played first grade yet?
Yes, he's played a couple of games for the Bronx.
He has. Who else have they got there? That's about all she wrote. But there you go. So plenty of young players coming through the ranks.
Tell us who's the halves. I'd like to know the halves for Queensland and the halves for New South Wales, please.
For this year? Okay. Well, the young man I met, Mitchell Wood.
Yeah.
He's the boy from Canterbury.
He was
the 5'8", is a kid from the Roosters, which I'll get to that very, very shortly.
You don't have a team there?
That was last year's team. Who is it, Tourist? Jake Elliott's from the Roosters, yep. And have you got the Queensland halves there as well? Oh, Kobe Black was the young Bronco that we're talking about, the young Bronco coming through. There's raps on him as well. Someone will emerge, there's no doubt about that. Have you say 1300 01 1170 or text 0457 736 736. And for those wondering, the Wacky Team Wednesday on the back of the debacle from Rory, it is golf related. Breaking back with more.